project. This is our new project. So here we are using 741 op amps IC, and then we have this power indicator and output LED. We also using resistors, and then diode, capacitor, jumper wires, breadboard. And what exactly is our project, or what is our objective here, is we're going to make a strobe LED lights using 741 op amps. So let us use these 9 volts as a supply of the circuit, and let us see the light or the LED. So you can see there or here that we have a strobe light. That is a strobe light is considered to be a sudden burst of light. So it is not actually, it is actually a blinker, but a very brief or short burst of light, and we call that strobe light. So you can see here it's strobing. That is strobe light. A sudden burst of light emitted by the LED using 741 op amps and the circuit. We have the figure 1 strobe LED using 741 op amps schematic diagram. This is the 741 op amps operational amplifier. We have the pin 2 for the inverting input, pin 3 non-inverting input, pin 4 ground, pin 6 output, pin 7 supply. So what is LED or strobe LED? It is a sudden burst of light wherein lights is on in short period of time. Sudden burst, so short period of time wherein light is it has a shorter on period, so it's still on a certain short time, sudden burst, and then longer off time period off. So just like that is the strobe. Now we're using 9 volt supply, single. So when we are using a single supply for the op amp, we can have a voltage divider. But before that, we have this LED indicator, the power indicator. If we connect the 9 volts, we have this power indicator on with its current limiting resistor of 3.3K. Okay, when we have the 9-volt supply, we need to have this voltage divider, 10K and 10K, R1, R2, same value of resistor, to be connected into the pin number 3, which is a non-inverting input. Why do we need that? Because we're using a single supply. So if we're going to plot that, and we can see that if this is the 9 volts, okay, this is the DC line, 9 volts. It has an offset of 9 volts because of this voltage divider from 0 to 9 volts. And this is where our waveform will swing from rail to rail. Our rail positive is 9 volts and the going negative is the ground. So before it hits the ground. So because of that, connected to pin 3 will now create, what's that in between? It is virtual ground. Virtual ground. Wherein we have now the swing of, this is now the virtual ground. This is the original ground, this is the virtual ground. Wherein we can swing the positive voltage here, the negative voltage here. Okay? Positive, negative voltage. That is the virtual ground of what? Half of the VCC, which is 4.5 volts. So 4.5 volts here, 4.5 volts, virtual ground. Now we have now this virtual ground because we are using single supply. Wherein we have now to play, we have now a rail 9 volts here, or an offset of 9 volts. The ground is here and the 9 volts is here. And then we have now this virtual ground in between this one, the connection of the, so that we can have a rail to rail swing of the waveform here from positive to negative voltage, the swing of the voltage here. And then okay, we have this R4 10K. What is this? Positive feedback. It sustains the oscillation. Oscillation back and forth. Oscillation means why is it there is an oscillation? Because our 741 op amp is configured as what? A stable multivibrator. A stable multivibrator or oscillator or PWM generator. A stable oscillator causing the LED to strobe. So here at the output, it creates a waveform like this, a PWM, wherein we have a shorter burst and then long off, on, off. The on time is shorter than the off time. On, off, or we'll go to plot it in here. Have a short on here, on, a very long off. On time is very sudden burst and then off. That is the positive feedback. It creates, or the output now creates this configuration because of this a stable multivibrator configured here, and then positive feedback creates to sustain, or it sustains the oscillation back and forth of the wave. And then what's the use of this capacitor? It's connected to the inverting. It will charge through the diode 1N4148. and discharge through R3 47K. Here, this resistor here. Charge at the D1 and then discharge at the 47K. And we have the LED output 56 ohms white, where I'm using 56 ohms to increase the brightness of the white LED. So that's why I'm using only 56 ohms, the value of resistor. Pin 7 is connected to 9 volts, pin 4 is ground. The output is pin 6, and then the other output negative is to the ground. Output positive to the pin 6. So we are creating an oscillator here. So how to create how do we have this strobe LED? Since this is an oscillator, an internal noise is, we don't have any external input. An internal noise is being amplified inside the amplifier, this op amps. And then when the output is high, means the current flows here. What happened here? It will charge the capacitor via D1. When the output is high, it charges the capacitor, sudden charge by the capacitor through diode. Okay? And discharge here at the resistor, then flows back to the 741. When the capacitor is, when the op amp is high, it also current flows here to the 10K of R4, and then here to this node, current flows here, R1 to this node, and then the combination of the two here, that is the current flows here. So it is charging at 2/3 of the BCC, because 1/3 here plus 1/3 here, that is the 2/3 of the BCC through here. Charge. When it is high, the output, it will now turn on the LED because the output is high. Current flows here to the 56 ohms, current limiting, then to the LED white. But the characteristic is sudden burst. So when we're going to plot the wave, it should be like this: truncated, sudden burst, and then long pause. That is the waveform of the truncated square wave. This is the sudden burst on. Duty cycle, usually it's 5%. And then 95% is the off time. 5% duty cycle. Duty cycle wherein the wave or this is on at 5%, and the remaining 95% is off time. Duty cycle is 5%. It's only on at 5%. Truncated square wave. If we're going to connect an oscilloscope here at the output, and then we're going to connect again, that is the charging process. And because we have the threshold set by the voltage divider and the positive feedback, we call that threshold voltage threshold, VTH threshold. So the moment the time that is already begin to discharge, so it will discharge through capacitor here. It will discharge when the 741 op amp is low. It means zero or grounded. So the current flows here to the ground, to 741 to the ground. There's a pathway. Low, it means no current here. So LED off. Now the capacitor will now discharge through the reverse bias to the 47K, and then flows back inside the 741 op amps because it is now the output is low. So it flows back, getting the pathway to the ground through 741. And then, what happened here? Current now flows here from R1 to the R2. And then, since it is low, current flows here to the op-amp. That is during the discharging cycle or phase. Current flows here, R1 to the R2, and then from R1 to the R4, and then flows back to the 741. And also the capacitor is discharging through so 47K, this one, and then flows back to the 741. And what happened to the LED is, it is off because the output of 741 is low. Since because we have this connection, positive feedback, during that time it hits, or this voltage at the resistor now falls below the threshold, it will now begin to charge again. Because it flips the output because of this R4 10K that creates the it flips out the output. It began to charge again through the diode when the output is high, through the diode, then to the capacitor charging. Current now flows again to 10K to R2, then R1 to R2. That is the charging, and then this LED now turns on. And what if we're going to connect an oscilloscope here at the capacitor, we have this waveform. A sudden burst, that is the charging, sudden burst charging of the capacitor, and then a long discharge. Charge, discharge, charge, discharge. So it is a reverse sawtooth waveform created by the capacitor. Reverse sawtooth waveform created by this capacitor during the charging. Since the charging is shorter than discharging, because we're using diode, it is almost instantaneous. Instant. There's no resistance here, almost. It's only the diode. And then discharging, there's a long discharge here, exponential discharging of the capacitor through resistor, and this is the exponential charging ramp, discharging ramp here. Again, sudden burst, on, off. So this is on, off, on, off, on, off. Short on, long off, because the duty cycle is 5% on. That is the on period. And the longer discharging time is through the resistor. It flows again because this is low. Current flows inside the 741. Again, this one flows back to the output, back to the 741. Then continues to charge, discharge, charge, discharge, charge, discharge. And it will be creating a strobe LED because of that. So that is where we create this. Because of this, what is the main reason why? Because we separate the charging of the capacitor to discharging. We separate the pathway between the charging and the discharging of the capacitor. That's why we have this strobe LED, a sudden burst of light. Sudden burst, short period of time of light, and then a long pause, long off, then short period of burst or bars of light here. So that is our strobe LED using 741 op-amp schematic diagram. This is the waveform when the oscilloscope is connected to the capacitor. A sudden burst, charging here, and then discharging, exponential discharging is very long. Ramp, there's a ramp voltage here. So charging, discharging, charging, discharging. our oscilloscope is connected to the capacitor. Let us now connect it to the output. This is now the waveform. We're going to enlarge that. So you can see here the output waveform is a square wave, or this wave truncated at the tip. That is due to the what you call sudden burst, and then pulls down, and then long time off time to the next pulse.